What are all these things? Are we supposed to answer these?
We asked them to send them in.
I never get the kind of voicemails I want from iFanboy. Okay, email voicemail tips.
Okay, keep it 30 seconds.
Have a question.
Yeah. Like, hey, are you single?
Well, it's always questions. I'm not.
I didn't realize they were actually coming in.
Yeah, lots of them.
Specifics.
Many paragraphs are not going to guarantee a fast response.
I like comics. What should I read? Wide open. It's a wide open question.
Hey, I've never read Marvel Comics before. Where do I start?
No, what do you want
What do I want?
out of a voicemail?
I don't know, something entertaining.
Yeah.
It's good. Entertain me.
Husky voice.
It's always about sex with you.
This episode of iFanboy is brought to you by GoDaddy and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, reminding you to buckle up.
Welcome to iFanboy, the comic book discussion video show from the website iFanboy.com. All those words were correct.
They were.
Nothing I said was incorrect.
Who's the delivery?
I'm Josh Flanagan, as if you know who that is over there.
I'm Connor Kilpatrick.
And that is...
And I'm Ron Richards. And at the end of every show, we always say we want you to write in or call into our voicemail. And we thought we remembered that. And so we thought we'd...
Turns out, hundreds of calls.
Lots of them. So we're here. We're going to answer some of your emails and voicemails. And Connor's got the first email.
So our first email, we're going to jump right in because we got a lot to go here. And there was lots of calls.
There were.
We're going to do all of them.
Yep.
All 85.
Yep.
This show's 17 hours long.
Chris from Minnesota, who is Anson17 on iFanboy.com, he says, I know some readers complain about a book like Amazing Spider-Man releasing three times a month as being too expensive. I understand the gripe, but still enjoy the series. In light of that, I recently realized at my work at Barnes & Noble's that Naruto is releasing 4 digest-sized volumes per month for at least the next 3 months, from whatever he wrote this. Each of these are around $12, meaning that a fan would have to spend over $140 in 3 months to keep current on one title.
Fan's mom.
How much is too much? How often is too often? How much are people honestly willing to pay in order to keep current on a title? So those are the questions.
That's how Naruto makes the top 10 New York Times manga list.
They just
Eight times.
Well, people have to buy them, though.
Right, yeah, true.
And that's key there.
Yeah.
It's a good question because I'm one of those people that I was like, I like Amazing Spider-Man, but I don't really want to read it that often. I don't want to spend that much money on a month because it's not worth that much.
But if you roll back 2 years ago, people were buying...
What, at lunch?
People were buying Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker
Same
Spider-Man.
thing. They just changed the titles.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
75 cents a piece.
No.
Like 2
I know
years
what you
ago.
mean, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't do that because the opposite. The other thing is you could pick and choose one. I remember that like the Spectacular Spider-Man sucked.
Right.
So I read Amazing Spider-Man, and maybe sometimes I'd read Web of Spider-Man, but you didn't have to read them all concurrently unless there was a thing going on.
So what was your favorite ongoing monthly title?
That's really a whole other...
Well, no, just because I want to apply it to this. So what's your favorite title?
I don't say Scalped.
All right, I say Scalped. They said, all right, Scalped is now not coming in issues. It's coming out in mini trades 3 times a month for $12 a trade, but it's trade length. So you're getting...
And they're $10 each.
$10 each 3 times a month.
You know what? Honestly, I would feel like that was too much. Like I couldn't even keep up with something like that. It'd be like... It just feels like a lot. And
Well, I think, the length has to do with manga is less words and it reads quicker.
It reads faster,
another question.
So let's cut it in half. Let's say it's $5 mini trades, $5 each,
3 times
a month.
I might be down with that as long as it stays good. But the thing is,
But if you like it and it stays good, right? I think that's the X factor.
I mean, you have to be worth it for you. Yeah. For me, like Amazing Spider-Man, I think I just read so many bad Spider-Man comics over a long time. Like I'm scarred. I'm like, I can't, because I don't want to. Because the thing about when a comic gets bad, you don't realize it right away. You just it's a slowly diminishing return, and the more that they pump out, the more that comes back. I just wonder if the people buying the giant Naruto volumes every week, if they're loving it as much each week.
I want to hear the person complaining that Naruto is off the rails now. Oh man, volume 74 is sucky compared to volume 52. At what point does manga just stay consistent because it's all bad?
That was Ron Richards.
I'm kidding.
Ron at iFanboy.com.
No, but I'm just saying that is there a point where manga drops off? I don't read enough to know. Does Death Note Volume 12 not as good as Death Note Volume 2?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's like anything.
Write in a call us. Let us know.
I think it has to do with quality, but I think also manga's different because it is quicker read, and I think it's probably I don't want to say less. I don't want to diminish it, but I think there's less going on in the page.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's more actiony, more.
Well, let me ask you this: what's a title that you love that you don't even love but you like? Like, so what's something that just sort of comes out that like Nova?
I can't talk about this because I buy 9 X titles every month.
Okay, right. But imagine
Happily,
that it was
happily.
just one of those. Imagine that if. Would you want Uncanny X-Men to come out 4 times? Bad.
Of course we would.
All right.
And it doesn't even have to be good.
But the thing is, if you put all the X-Men,
Then you don't count.
I know.
if you put all the X-Men books together,
Yeah.
they're all one story. Let's say.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same thing. There's basically X-Men every week for that price for the same amount of pages.
I guess what
I'd like it to be more expensive.
All right. There you go.
So really, it's almost for the Batman stories, which are all together, for the Superman stories, it's almost that same format. Spider-Man,
Yeah.
the Avengers books are all together, so it's almost like it's happening anyway, but just in smaller pieces.
Yeah.
They have to be good though. Like it has to because and the thing is, it is harder to keep those plates spinning at that same time. You know, like when there was like those Batman stories that would go over all 4 titles and be every week. Like when it was good, you're like, wow, this is actually really good. But eventually, they got to slow down and get off.
His question is how much is too much? It's how much you can afford, and how often is too often is how much can you
wanna
take?
deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
fine
that's
with
it.
reading Nova once a month. I don't want to read it 4 times a month.
I
You
do
know what
Nova 4 times a month. If I had Nova,
Again,
week,
you
I'd
don't
be
count.
happy. Yeah. So, all right, let's go move to a voicemail. Here's our friend. We haven't listened to these yet, so
Well, you have. We haven't listened to
I'm
them.
blind. Yeah, setting them up. Knock them down.
Hey, iFanboys, this is Greg from California, and I'm driving to work, and I'm listening to your show, and I just heard the voicemail about who should play Captain America. And I've actually have 2 ideas. Let me know what you think. Marc Blucas, he played Riley Finn, Buffy's soldier boyfriend from Buffy seasons 4 and 5, I believe. And Adam Baldwin from Firefly, Serenity, and from Chuck. I can't figure out which one fits the role more, so please let me know what you think. Oh, hell, now I got to get out the phone because I'm getting pulled over by the cops. All right? Take care, guys.
So,
He should have left the call open so we could
hear the whole thing.
You can countermand the 30-second rule if there's law enforcement.
Yeah.
totally just leave the phone on and on your lap so we can hear the exchange.
Yeah. So Greg's referring to a couple weeks, months back on the iFanboy audio podcast. The question arose is who should play Captain America in the movie?
And
Short answer being,
you get whenever this question comes up, you get the whatever blonde actor you've seen last,
Right.
Because he's blonde.
So in this case,
Or tall.
he's suggesting Riley from Buffy.
Well, this
who
guy's
I
a huge
can't stand.
Buffyverse
Yeah,
fan.
obviously he's a huge Whedon fan. Yeah,
Because this is wasn't Adam Baldwin also in Buffy?
he might have been.
he was in Firefly, though.
Yeah.
But he's
Is that Jane?
Yes, Jane.
Firefly?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'd be that Captain America.
We'll get to it.
Neither one of those would be any. Would
I don't
be
know
good.
who the first person is.
He's no good.
Right, he's no good. Yeah.
Marc
But
Blucas
I'm
is.
guessing. I'm just a dude that was on Buffy. I don't see.
Motion picture actor.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This is sort of what I'm getting at. Because again,
2 seasons of Buffy.
the Captain America. Yeah, if you don't have a bigger. Well, no, but that's.
No, that's. I think that's right because that's wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know who he is, so it doesn't matter.
No,
But-
no,
Well, first of all, Adam Baldwin's too old. He's in his 40s,
okay.
and he's not.
and he's just not.
He's not right. He's
not graceful.
He's rebellious.
Yeah.
Seeming, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like he's. I don't know.
He's not Captain America.
Yeah, that's basically my.
Marc Blucas is sort of like himbo, blonde guy.
Oh, God.
I still, my point of view on the Captain America thing is gonna be somebody that I either never
Doesn't
heard
exist.
of or wouldn't approve of, and then when you actually see him in the mask, you're like, oh, okay,
It's gonna be like Robert Downey Jr.
yeah, oh, he'd be great.
What?
Put the blonde hair from Tropic Thunder.
As Bucky.
Yeah,
He's really frenetic.
yeah.
That's actually not bad.
Excitable.
That's actually not bad. He could play all the roles. It could be like Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy movie.
That'd be great. That's a genius idea.
Be a conflicted Winter Soldier.
Yeah. All right.
Next
So
email.
the Captain America is gonna come out of nowhere. He's gonna come out of left field.
David Borneas.
And it's
No.
Boreanaz.
Brianna.
Who I like a lot.
You had mask to the end.
He was
Borneas.
he was
Yeah,
Hal
okay.
Jordan in New Frontier.
Yeah.
He was very good at that. Dragos.
Good luck with that ticket, by the way.
Yeah. Drago says, "Hey guys, I'm a big manga reader. This is the manga show.
Manga.
And if you haven't turned off by now,
For like 4 years, and I just stopped and said, "Hey, I'm going to read Spider-Man." Spider-Man's. This is the
Okay.
It's the same email. Whatever. I started it with the great patience, endured the art, and now I'm at issue 140 plus.
He's reading from the beginning.
I think he probably got
this
that.
probably has a lot to do with what he's talking about.
Probably got that DVD where you can
Yeah.
the history of all those issues.
His manga, he pirated everyone.
The thing is that it takes me a lot of time to read an issue, 10 to 12 minutes, and with manga, I could read a 200, 300-page volume in 40 minutes. There's a lot of text in the pages, and most of it is just worthless blabber stuff like, no, I'm going to jump over his head.
Okay.
My question to you is, do you have to read all the bubbles, or can I skip the blabber? Will it affect my understanding of the story? Do more recent comics read faster? Because, 12 minutes for one issue is a long time.
Okay. There's two issues at fault here. Not fault, at play here.
Enjoy life!
Okay, one, you're reading old Stan Lee comics, which there are a lot of words in, and they're not really indicative of what comic
And
books
they're
are
not
today.
normal talking.
Right, and it's of the time.
Yeah.
So you can either go with that or not. However, the later math of 10 to 12 minutes per comic, dude,
That's
you pay
normal.
$3 a damned issue.
Yeah.
If they were any faster than that, like, who'd buy them?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's not enough hours in the day. I get that. Trust me, I get that better than most people. But it sounds like he's rushing through the manga too. Like, what's the rush?
Well, that's what I said earlier. Manga reads really quickly.
Yeah, well,
And
this is how 40 minutes sounds like a long time for 200 pages. Sounds like he can cut 10 minutes off that.
I think it's a different culture. There's
Yeah.
the culture of there's no patience and and
short attention span.
Wait, are we talking about those damn kids?
the damn kids
Yeah.
on my lawn.
Uh,
The thing is, if you're coming from a manga culture and you're reading the old Marvel comics,
Oh, that's gonna be-
then you're in
yeah.
trouble.
that's rough. I mean, granted,
I do applaud the starting from the beginning.
That's how I have the Spider-Man Omnibus. I bought it so I could
Yeah,
do
you read
that. I made about 3 issues in. Like it's tough.
That's it. I love the Fantastic Four Omnibus. The volume one. I couldn't put it down. It was fantastic. So
But even modern comics, which have nice,
You're the Amazing Spider-Man one.
it was amazing.
the modern comics that have
Did you read Joss Whedon's X-Men?
Yeah.
all day. We can do this all day.
Did you see that Hulk issue?
Incredible.
All day.
Fun with adjectives.
The modern
Wait,
comics.
the issue of Avengers that just came out. It was
The mighty one?
No, the other one. It was. It
was the new one.
Yeah, it was new. It just came out.
All right, let's take a break.
But wait, no, we hadn't answered his question.
We can't.
The modern comics have far less words, but still read 10 to 12 minutes because that's how long a comic takes to read. It does. I mean, you were saying.
10 to 12 minutes. The comic book takes much less to read than that. Like it'd be like paying feature price to go see a movie that's 48 minutes long.
Right.
You'd be like, what the hell?
Right.
So yeah,
Let's just slow down and enjoy it.
a little bit.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy life.
But also, you can't compare 60s comics to modern comics. It's
Yeah.
a different experience.
Catch up and get to Amazing Spider-Man issue 588
in the
and then call them right back in.
250s, they'll start to feel more modern. Is that right?
No.
You made that up.
300s. 250s. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, about,
I'm not making it up.
300
140s
was
to
300 was
70s.
Larson.
No, later.
Yeah.
No. Larson came on at
Wow.
320-ish.
Nerd alert.
That's
And that's when I read it.
That's the
I
early
don't know.
300s.
Yeah.
320.
300 around was the first Venom. And that was McFarlane.
Yeah.
McFarlane goes through
McFarlane and Larson is the 300s.
McFarlane comes at 318, 319.
All right.
We're gonna talk about this while we're at commercial. We'll get back to
Those
you.
are amazing issues.
iFanboy and the NHTSA want to remind you to buckle up. I mean, seriously, you don't wear a seatbelt? In 2007 alone, seatbelts saved an estimated over 15,000 lives. An additional 5,000 lives could have been saved if seatbelts were worn at the time of crashes. So avoid a ticket, save your life, buckle up.
Dude, no seatbelt? No seatbelt either? Don't you know the cops are just waiting to bust you? Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Click it or ticket.
All right, so we're going to dive back into the voicemail. This one's for Josh.
This is Eric, and I have a question for Josh. As a fellow Hawkeye fan, are you pissed off that he's not in the lineup for either the cartoon or the upcoming Avengers movie?
So Hawkeye is not in the lineup for the cartoon or the upcoming Avengers movie. Was the lineup out for the movie?
I don't think it's
I don't know that we know that much about it. Here's the thing. I like the character of Hawkeye. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Probably, if not my most favorite Marvel character. Very little is going to piss me off about his inclusion or exclusion.
I know what pisses you off.
What?
Ronan.
Ronan. Well, this is, I just ignore it.
It pisses you off
I
a
move
little
along.
bit, deep
He's
down
not
inside.
changing. He's not going back.
It will change.
Keep hope
It will.
alive.
It's gonna
I like
change.
the one little bastion of fanboyism you have. Is
Yeah. That's gonna go back. They're
Yeah.
working towards it the whole time.
Sure.
You know, I think it'd be fun in the Marvel Avengers movie. Cartoon, I don't care. I'm not gonna watch the cartoon. I'm not. It's not. It doesn't affect me. You could be doing. You know. It's. I'm
Sounds
sorry.
like you're judging people who like cartoons.
I'm not. I'm just.
You're
I-
judging.
you are judging.
Sounds like you're judging.
Judging.
Are you judging?
Amazing. No, I'm not. I'm not
Spectacular.
gonna watch the cartoon. I haven't watched a regular. Cartoon
Why do you
in
hate
years.
cartoons?
Well,
In many cases, the cartoon's better than the comics.
Why do you hate fun?
they come from the Far East.
Do you hate children?
I'm just gonna be.
All right, so the
horrible.
movie.
You know, like he'd be fun in the movie, but I almost guarantee you that if they did the movie, they'd do the ultimate version.
Who should play him?
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
That's easier. He's easier to cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
You wouldn't like the ultimate version of the movie?
He's not really
I like the
Hawkeye. He's not the same
ultimate
character.
Family.
I didn't even read that.
Why?
Not like this.
Not like this.
It'd be much easier to cast Hawkeye.
Yes, it
The
would.
Clint Barton.
Well, he's a rogue.
regular- Yeah.
That's every.
You know, you gotta get that Harrison Ford quality, that Han Solo quality. I think
Adam Baldwin could almost play Hawkeye.
Yeah.
he's a little.
He's not fun-loving enough.
Alpha male-y.
Well, Hawkeye's kind of alpha male.
No,
That's
I
his
guess
problem.
lunkheaded. I guess is what I'm going for. But I only think of Jane. That's what's in my head.
But he could. I'm saying he could almost play him much more so than Cap. He could play Hawkeye more than Cap.
I think what's his name? The other guy.
Fillion, Nathan
Wash.
Fillion.
Yeah.
No, Wash is
Wash could-
what's his name? Frack. You know his name. That guy.
I don't know at all. Alan Tudyk?
Alan Tudyk.
He could kind of play Hawkeye. He doesn't quite have the build.
He's
for
not
it,
tough enough to be Hawkeye.
But he's got the
casting is
attitude.
hard. That's why
I
chicks.
suck at casting. so
That's why women do
nice.
casting.
Like the casting girl from Project Greenlight. You remember her?
No,
From Gulager's movie.
I don't remember.
All right, we're going way off. Way
Jesus.
off.
I
base.
can't remember
Another email.
everything I've ever seen.
Well, so you're not upset by either. Although you'd like to see him in the
No,
movie
I
if
think
possible.
it'd be cool in the movie, but I can see why it wouldn't happen because you've got all these people doing really.
There's
cool
going to be
things.
Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America,
and he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
and Black Widow, and
In the purple weird outfit.
That's what they
Looks
should
like
do.
Wolverine.
Everyone's modern except Hawkeye shows up in the big boots and the big
Nice.
mask.
The nail. and the- yeah.
you know what? I'd settle for a good version of the comics. I'm cool.
Yeah.
It's in
Running.
Young Avengers, right? That's where Hawkeye
Right,
is.
right, yeah. The girl.
Kate Bishop.
I like Kate. She's cool.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
She's
Hawkeye
not
2.
She's not exactly.
What if Ronan was in the movie?
That would suck.
And that would piss you off! That would piss you off!
That would totally
nunchucks.
piss me off. Like they just take off a mask and be like, there better be fucking Maya under it.
No, it's Clint Barton. And they just totally retcon out Hawkeye like they did Hal
Yeah.
Jordan in the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, that would be awful.
All right.
Gonna happen.
Marianne writes, I have two questions. One, Ron, I watched the show on Grant Morrison where you showed your dislike of New X-Men. So I was wondering if you had to buy either New X-Men or Ultimate X-Men, which would you buy? Ultimate got canceled, so it's all right.
Well, assuming that
Like,
it's
say
still
that,
around.
say that you went back and you had to get one of the.
5 years ago.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'd have to go with Morrison's
You'd
X-Men.
have to.
It's in
because-
continuity.
Right, I know. I could answer that for him.
I mean,
He would actually buy the thing he enjoys less. Because he's so hooked in.
because Ultimate X-Men is this kind of aberration. It's this kind of like interpretation. But like it or not, Morrison's stuff is canon. So
Also,
I'm screwed.
I don't, even as much as you didn't like
It was
New
better
X-Men,
than
it was still
Ultimate.
better than Ultimate
Yeah,
X-Men,
exactly,
which is
yeah.
not a good book.
And the thing is about Morrison's X-Men is that it was good. I mean, like I did not like the craft-wise, and when it was a consistent artist and all that kind of stuff, it was good. It was enjoyable. It just wasn't my X-Men. And
Imagine if
that's where
Quietly
my
had been
problem
on
is.
it the whole time. Or for
Yeah,
like a
not
long
so
amount of
much.
time.
Not so much.
Oh, you don't like that?
Well, no, I love Quietly. I loved it. No, but I mean, having the art, if it was the same artist throughout the whole thing and he still did the things he did, i.e. raping my childhood, then I would still have a problem with it.
That is the problem
I
with
hate that.
fanboys today.
I hate that phrase because
I do too.
Your childhood is intact. It's
Sorry.
still there, and your issues, the comics are still there.
He came with a mission to kill Jean.
So what?
So is everybody.
Not me.
He made a
She
good
was
story.
created to be killed.
Phoenix dies and comes back. That's what it does. That's what her name is.
Wow, I don't think I ever put that together.
I did really like the really.
Yeah, I'm kind of slow.
I really did like the riot at Xavier's story arc.
See, the thing is, to quietly stay on the book, there'd only been one arc. So he would, and he liked that
Exactly.
first arc.
There have
So
been 7 issues.
I could have done without Phantom X.
he wasn't a very good character.
No, that was.
All right, her second question is, I haven't read much of DC and heard you guys talk about JSA. And I was wondering if it's a good book to start on, and if so, what trades should she buy?
Start with Jeff Johns' run.
Yeah,
Which?
just the
The
most recent one.
most recent one, because that's where I started, and I know you can follow from there, so I can speak
Yeah.
from experience. I don't know what that's called, but I'm sure they're out. I bet there's like one.
Well, they're only the issue numbers are only in the 20s, so there
Yeah.
should only be like
There's two.
3 to 4 trades.
You could probably go find. I bet that they're not DC slow. I bet they got 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I think that's it, too.
But you could find those issues.
There's one called the Lightning something because the first
crossover with
arc
Justice
was the
League.
Lightning arc, and then there was the Kingdom Come arc.
Yeah.
That Kingdom Come. So there's really two storylines. You totally jump on JSA. Great book.
It's great. Yeah.
Or at least the back issues. We're going to see how it's going to be.
And then if you like it, then go back to the JSA run with James Robinson, David Goyer,
which
Jeff
are
Giles.
difficult to discern in order.
Yes, they are, because there's no numbering or anything like that. But the thing is that you can grab them and read off the shelf, and they are enjoyable.
Point of order: Justice Society of America, the current book, JSA, the old Jeff Johns book. They're called. That's how they're called.
To know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Important to note.
I believe it's voicemail time.
All right, time for another voicemail.
Hello, my name's Alicia. I'm calling from New York. And I recently just read the first two trades of The Sword by the Luna Brothers, which I remember you guys recommended a while back on one of your shows. And I was wondering if any of you had read and would recommend anything else they've written. In the back of the trades it says that they also wrote a series called The Girls and Ultra. And I was wondering if you'd read them and would recommend picking them up, or if you knew of anything else they had written, like from the other group. Thank you very much. Bye.
Well, the back of the trade really sums it up there. No, but there's one thing that's not mentioned there. Okay, but here's if you really like The Sword, definitely without a doubt go get Ultra.
I love Ultra.
That was their first one. It's a small trade paperback. It was 4 issues originally. It's great self-contained story, really good.
Really, really fun, unique little story.
The Girls was a much longer, drawn-out story.
Girls. There's no
Girls. Yeah, just girls. And it was a much longer, drawn-out story that was miserable to read an issue, but they've done it in a big kind of oversized hardcover collection that is beautiful and altogether reads much better than an issue. So if you really like them, spend the money on that.
Or you could just buy the trade paperbacks and see if you like it.
Yeah, true.
Ron's method is both of them, or just buy the $100 book. Do it. It's big.
Well, I like having one volume.
Yeah, plus their art's really nice.
Plus
so
it looks really nice.
If you're into that,
yeah. But Girls is different than The Sword, though, is it not?
No. Actually, Ultra is probably the most different than
Ultra's,
the other two.
Okay.
Girls and The Sword are both kind of, there's a lot of violence and there's a lot of...
Give her the quick summary of what Girls is.
So what happens in Girls is that it's this small town and this naked woman appears and she starts spawning twins of her, and they start killing all the men in the town. Yeah, or the women. They start killing, and basically they put this protective bubble around the town. Everyone's trapped in the town while they're getting slaughtered by these girls. And
so that's some sort of weird fetish.
It meandered a lot in the story, but it was really their artwork. If you like their artwork, it was.
Ultra,
great.
I haven't read in a long time, but I remember it being about a female superhero who. It's mostly about her relationships problems.
Yeah, what happens is it's kind of like it's a corporate approach to superheroes.
Yeah.
She works for a company as a superhero, and then like who she's sleeping with gets out in the tabloids.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's more about celebrity culture and stuff, not about.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
well, you should read it. But what's not on the back of their books is mentioned is they did Spider-Woman Origin with Brian Michael Bendis. They did the art for that. Yeah,
they didn't write that though.
They didn't write it, but they did the art for it. And if you like their artwork,
do they both do the art?
Yeah, they
Doesn't
did.
one of them write?
Well, one of them does layouts, and the other one does the finish. Yeah, one's more talented than the other.
Ron at iFanboy.com.
That's two.
But they're a great team. They're great.
There's always a trifecta in these shows.
Yeah, I can't wait for the last one.
Okay, Ben writes.
The Holocaust didn't happen. What the? I didn't.
Is it time for a commercial break?
It might be time
Let's take a commercial break and come back after this.
If you're doing a website, you're going to need to register a domain name, find hosting, find tools to build a website. You can do all that at GoDaddy.com. And better yet, if you use coupon code iFanboy, you can save 10% off all your purchases. Or if you're looking for some other deals, go to revision3.com/GoDaddy to find all of iFanboy's GoDaddy coupon codes. We want you to save money. GoDaddy's the best place to register domain names, set up websites, so head over to GoDaddy.com and get your own piece of the internet today.
Turns out the Holocaust did happen. Sorry.
My bad. I was wrong.
I had been on a website.
It says it didn't.
Check the facts.
He just reads the first thing and believes it.
This Fred Phelps guy's got a point.
I'm sorry, Ben.
I don't want to get picketed. That's all.
Ben says, my fiance and I are talking about comic conventions, and we made an agreement that we would go to a comic convention so long as it coincided with a vacation destination, and we could do more things than just a convention. So what's the problem? Well, with all my life changes going on, marriage, moving, new job, buying a house, etc., financial investment for a con would require, this may be one of the only chances to get to a comic convention for a long, long time. It's worth mentioning that I've never been to a comic convention before, so as a convention virgin, the prospects of San Diego are intimidating. I was wondering if you guys could provide some guidance on as to where we're thinking of going next year. Should I use my first, maybe only convention on one of the smaller cons, or should I go for broke, grow a pair, and brave the waters of San Diego?
Oh, okay, listen. If you've only got one shot, and A, you're trying to get your wife to dig it, don't go blow it at the Mid-Missouri Con.
Go to HoloCon.
What?
It's a Holocaust convention.
Oh.
See, that's worse than I was like, why did you say that? You gotta go to San Diego.
Yeah.
You've got one shot. You need to go there.
Everyone has to go once.
It is an overload exposure. I'll tell you something. She's gonna have fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you go to some dinky rinky dink con,
she's not gonna have fun.
She's not gonna have
and
fun.
the other point is that San Diego is a very good vacation destination.
Exactly. That
Beaches,
was the other point.
SeaWorld.
The zoo.
Yeah, the zoo.
Don't go to Tijuana.
Yeah,
well, not now. The border wars.
It's a narco state.
We learned that the hard way. No, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff to do in San Diego. It's beautiful. I've done the combination vacation con thing
We
before.
tend to go, or in the past have gone early, done vacation-y stuff, and then done the con. And Josh is right. The small cons are just comics and booths, and if your wife isn't into it, she will first kill you and then kill herself.
And you'll never get to go to another one.
And San Diego is all kinds of stuff to see and do. There's movie stuff. There's all kinds of different things for people who aren't into.
Now, to be devil's advocate,
it's also overwhelming.
It's also overwhelming, but you could choose to go to Seattle for Emerald City Con, and Seattle's a lovely town, although I would choose San Diego over Seattle for vacation. You could go to Chicago. Tons to do in Chicago, museums, things like that. There's a few cons in Chicago. New York, I don't know where you're from. New York, greatest city in the world.
Ben's from St. Louis.
You know,
I'm telling you want to go to San Diego.
Right? No,
it's the most beautiful place to go.
playing devil's advocate.
Okay,
just give me a moment. So
if you read these documents, Nuremberg clearly states.
So the thing is that there are other cities with great comic conventions, but for your bang for your buck, San Diego is the World Series of comic conventions, and so you know.
And San Diego is just it's like 72 degrees and beautiful.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain the entire week now that we said that. But
yeah.
I mean,
you go to a baseball game.
You go to the beach.
Awesome.
You go to the
feels
Sea
like you're on
World.
vacation.
Yeah.
Seattle rains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chicago
sucks.
windy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The pizza's like pie.
The pizza's good, but everything else, the people in Chicago suck.
But you're
Ron at iFanboy.com. There we go. Number 3.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Wow. Where's that guy? We're gonna kick his ass.
Chicago's just a mean.
But you're
town.
from St. Louis, so going to Chicago is not gonna feel.
Yeah,
That's
good
a
point.
good point. Ding, ding,
You know what I
ding.
mean?
Yeah.
San
You go to
Diego-
Orlando.
You should totally go to Mid-Ohio Con.
In and
Mid-Ohio
out.
What?
In-N-Out Burgers.
Oh yeah, yes. That's for years. That was one of the sole reasons we went to San Diego was to get in and out.
So go to San Diego. Everyone should experience it if they like comics, and your wife will enjoy the trip more than going to Mid-Ohio Con.
Yes.
I just read, so it's your turn.
All right. Do we have any more emails left?
We got one more voicemail, one more email.
All right. Let's do the email first, and then finish off with the voicemail.
All right. Is this like an ambush voicemail?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Hey, Josh.
Chris from I read that one. Oh no, we're out of voicemails.
Well then, all right.
We're out of
then.
emails.
So I'm gonna play the awkward
Planning.
voicemail.
I almost read the one about manga again. We could have answered it again.
And cue.
Well, I'm really enjoying this. This is Daryl. I'm outside. I ain't drinking nothing, so I'm sober. I'm really enjoying the Action Comics episode. You know what they're doing with that, with Greg Rucka and the revelation of who they are, and I'm really feeling that. And y'all need to get 7. I mean, y'all need to get Secret 6 because it's a good book. Even though I know y'all guys don't like Gail Simone, but that's all right. But you should get it later.
He is drunk.
All right, so when you start your voicemail going, I'm sober. I ain't been drinking.
No, he started it with.
It's spooled up though. Like at first, it was like I don't know, but it's a good book. And
that's what drunks at bars do. They're on the bar and they go, "Let me tell you about my wife." That's what happens at the bar.
Daryl, we love you. Daryl's a longtime caller into the audio show, which you can check out at iFanboy.com. But you might have been drinking in that one, Daryl.
By the way, Secret 6, the first trade.
July.
August.
Yeah.
August, and the book's been out for like a year.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be very, very good.
You've made a pledge.
You've made a promise
that you're going to read it and review it.
The art by Nicola Scott is supposed to be great.
Secret 6 is one of those books that people on iFanboy.com are constantly saying we need to read. None of us read it because
so Josh is going to read it for
But
us.
then Josh made a pledge on one of the audio shows. We have it on tape. It's all archived. That he will read the first trade and then he will write a review on it on iFanboy.com.
So
let's roll the audio.
I'm not going back and finding it.
So that's going to happen. Action Comics, Josh and I are reading it, and the whole Superman New Krypton thing has been great. But Action Comics in particular has been really strong.
Mm-hmm. Is there something that's making it better than the others?
Rucka's bringing a whole new energy.
My favorite writer over there right now.
He's bringing sort of espionage element to the story, which is nice.
And it's on a new planet.
No, Action's here.
Action's here. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the new planet?
That's Superman World of New Krypton. That's taking place in New Krypton.
All right.
Everything else is here.
Yeah. Okay.
Here.
Nightwing and Firebird are in this one, right?
Flamebird.
Flamebird?
Yes.
Flamebird? Really?
She's a
That's the
character.
best they
She's
come up
created like in the 60s or
with?
whatever.
What is it? Yeah. Flamebird.
Like that's any worse than.
But it's not Dick Grayson Nightwing.
No,
Okay.
it's
Hey, you know what? Let's end the show strong.
Well, if someone's not reading Superman,
It's Zor-El's kid. It's these two Kryptonians who are on Earth who are hunting down rogue Kryptonians who are sleeper agents on Earth because there's Kryptonians came back on the planet and there's a whole bunch of Kryptonians and they were banished from Earth, but they left some sleeper agents behind, kind of like,
Battlestar Galactica.
well, I was going to say modern day terrorism, but it's, that's the parallel.
There were Nazi sleeper agents in the U.S. in the 40s.
Yes, there were.
They had a whole town in
That is
California.
absolutely true.
It was like Springfield from G.I. Joe.
Or The Simpsons.
That would always creep me out, Springfield and G.I. Joe.
Arbco.
They were all blonde,
Yeah.
like Nazis, which
Or,
they were.
Or Steve Rogers actors.
Or Steve Roger actors.
Yeah.
If you would like to get on our next email voicemail, a la Palooza, you call us at 1-888-FANBOYS. It's 1-888-326-2697.
Or you can send that email to contact@ifanboy.com, which is org.
No,
Does org
we
work?
don't have org. No, we
Oh
don't.
crap!
No.
Don't send it to org.
.tv.
Contact@ifanboy.com.
What happens
Dot
to
.me.
iFanboy?
Does .me work?
Let's find out.
And to see all of this
I
discussion,
think we have .mobi.
to hear our weekly audio show in which we sometimes play these voicemails and talk about these books, you can go to ifanboy.com. That's where will be the discussion on this show, on the weekly audio show, on the pick of the week, on the book of the month. All the great discussion stuff happens at ifanboy.com. You can also find this video show more like it at revision3.com/ifanboy.
We answer voicemails and emails every single week on the.
Every single week we do the
audio
voicemails.
show.
So if you call in from this video show and never listen to the audio show, we might have already answered your voicemail on the audio show.
Possible.
Yeah, probably.
Or your email.
So go check it out.
Sometimes that happens there.
We're just begging now.
No, I'm saying.
I know.
ifanboy.net is not us.
Someone's parking it, and the sponsored listings are all porn.
Well, that was me.
MILF pay-per-view. Excuse us.
You nearly did. All right.
Turn this off.
We need better than this. This can't be an outtake.
Juggling the balls.
The Lee Strasberg ball joke.